Welcome, folks, to our Chitty Opinion Sports Edition, covering the futures of the NFL and for the 2026 draft. The top couple of players from a few players from who are going to go in the hopefully, possibly first, second round, and very brief overviews of who they are, what they did, and where they're coming from, and my quick thoughts on them. So this is tight ends week. I covered Max Clare and Kenyon Sadiq already, and this is Eli Stowers. I only did 3 tight ends that I had picked um for this. So let's get into it. So Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt. He's 6'4", 235, runs around a 4.5, 540. He had 62 receptions for 769 yards, 12.4 yards per carry, and 4 receptions. Previous year he had 49. I don't know if he was at New Mexico or not, but he's been pretty consistent at tight end. He's actually was a former quarterback, so that we'll get into that in a little bit. But previous year he had 49 receptions for 638 yards, 13 yards per reception, 5 touchdowns, and before that he had 35 receptions of 366 yards, 10.5 yards receptions, 2 touchdowns. So he's been getting increasingly better as he went. He's had the same quarterback, I believe, um, as well. So I don't know, but if that matters. The thing with him, what I mentioned before, him being a previous quarterback, went to college to be a quarterback, got I believe he went to New Mexico State and got beat out by Pavia, and then he said, "Screw it, I'm going to go to tight end." And at tight end, it helps him read the defenses, which is good. I mean, you want players on offense who can read the defenses, understand what's going on. So that is a big plus for him in understanding that. So he's big. He is fast too as well. He can win the catch when put in the position to have to, and he can. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. Hold on. My notes, wrong notes. And he was the MACKY Award winner too. I forgot about that too, which goes to the best tight end. He's fat. He has great speed. Yes, we already went to that. Good hands. We went over that. He's great at yards after the catch as well. And actually, like I said before, he understands defensive, and he reminds me of a Jimmy Graham type of tight end. And if anybody was around for Jimmy Graham in like the heyday when the Patriots made it in vogue to have catching tight ends and tight ends that could do things, when we had Hernandez and Gronk, and putting them in positions and making them part of big offensive plays and not just dump off pass type things and first down guys. Jimmy Graham on the Saints was doing the same thing as a former basketball player. He was catching everything, and he wasn't. So it was a big back and forth for a while between him and Gronk and abilities and stuff. So it's actually fun because it's a position that most people at the time before that weren't really paying too much attention to, and so he kind of reminds me of someone along his lines, um, as well. But him being a bit smaller and going into the NFL at only 235 pounds. Hopefully, he can bulk up a little bit without losing too much speed. It'd make it tough for blocking. So because he doesn't block that much as it is. So going to the NFL, if you're just gonna be that guy, then I guess you might be that guy. Maybe they can move him into a position like more of a wide position and be a midfield type thing, depending on what your team's looking for. And he's actually not that great. He has good hands, but if you're gonna battle for a ball, he's not gonna win it. More often than not, he's going to be 50-50, can go 50-50 either way in those catches. So he's not going to moss you. But again, best tight end award. He just, again, if he could just get bigger and get up to, I mean, even get 10 more pounds on him, get to 245, and for that he needs 10 pounds to block and learn how to block, especially at the next level. 10, 15 pounds, it would serve him well, and hopefully not lose too much of the athleticism. I think you could put him in the Max Clear category for sure. But like I said, we never know these things, and a lot of tight ends can come out of the blue as well. But as far as these top 3 guys, Sadiq, Claire, and Stowers, I think they're all great when it comes to receiving and what they can do with the ball afterwards. It's just a matter of what with the blocking, and that's the kind of like where it breaks down, the blocking and the athleticism, because they're all pretty much do well on catching the ball and getting downfield. So that's kind of how I look at it with Stowers. But again, we'll see and find out. So hopefully that gave you enough information. So that is it for this week on positioning with the tight ends. I'm slowly but surely adding other stuff on here as I feel fit and find the time to do. With I do some every PLE WWE. I'm going to do the odds for that, and put my 2 cents in for those. I think WrestleMania is next, so I'll be covering that as well. And then some social stuff that I see that might be fun, and I want to throw some stuff in. So slowly, kind of make more options and more stupid things to talk about. But this is all I got for this week. So if you want to check out the other ones, Max, Claire, and Kenny and Sadiq. And next week we have offensive line, and previous weeks we did quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and this is tight end. So want to check those out as well. Feel free. And thank you folks for watching in. Until next time, see you later.